Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. Today I invite you to journey with me into the depths of a powerful narrative from ancient times. Chapter 5 of the book of Esther. On the third day, Esther did something remarkable. Dressed in her regal robes, she stepped into the inner court of the king's palace. But why the third day? It wasn't just any day, it was a moment of reflection. Life itself is divided into three: past, present, and future. Esther's choice reminds us that our time here is fleeting, while our soul aspires to something eternal. In that moment, she embraced the wisdom of Mordecai, allowing her intellect to guide her inner self toward a higher purpose. Imagine the king seated in his majestic throne, facing the entrance of the palace. This wasn't just a royal posture, it symbolized the mastery of self-control, a steadfast focus on divine guidance. When the king saw Esther standing in the court, he was visibly pleased. He extended his golden scepter, a sign not only of royal favor, but of divine assistance. It was as if the heavens had smiled upon her readiness to serve a purpose far greater than any personal gain. The king then asked, "What is your request, Queen Esther? Even half of the kingdom can be yours." Yet, in a display of humility and inner strength, Esther replied, "If it pleases the king, let the king and Haman come today to a banquet I have prepared for him." This invitation was much more than a social call. It was a symbolic act of devotion. Here, the material and the spiritual converged in a feast of wisdom, a setting where divine radiance could be felt even in the midst of earthly concerns. At the banquet, the king reiterated his generous offer, emphasizing Esther's rising spiritual stature. Even as the wine flowed, a substance often linked to excess, she maintained a disciplined balance, mindful of the wisdom that wine and fragrance can indeed make a heart wise. Her invitation to the king and Haman for another banquet the next day was not just about food and drink. It was about nurturing a continuous day-to-day commitment to living in alignment with divine will. Meanwhile, a dramatic counterpoint unfolded. Haman, who had just left the banquet in high spirits, encountered Mordecai at the king's gate. Mordecai's unyielding dignity stirred in Haman a fierce envy, a stark reminder of the age-old conflict between material pride and spiritual integrity. In his private council with his wife Zeresh and his friends, Haman's grand plan to elevate his status emerged. They proposed building gallows 50 cubits high and seeking the king's favor to hang Mordecai. Zeresh's counsel, though cloaked in grandiosity, merely masked a diversion from true intellectual and spiritual growth. The lessons from chapter 5 are timeless. Esther's courageous act teaches us that true power lies not in material wealth or superficial honor, but in a ready, humble pursuit of wisdom and righteousness. It's a call to trust in divine guidance and to remember that our highest fulfillment comes when we align our actions with a higher purpose. Thank you for joining me in this exploration of Esther's bold step. I hope her story inspires you to seek balance and embrace humility and always choose the path of wisdom. For a more detailed understanding, you can buy my book from many good Jewish bookstores or on Amazon, or visit my webpage as displayed on the screen. Till next time, stay inspired and keep striving for a higher light. Thank you very much.